All right. Hello, everyone. Thank you for joining me tonight. My name is Amanda Noddings, and I'm a Star Diamond Coach on Team 360, the founder of Team Driven, and the coach of many amazing men and women who are all working towards their own health and fitness goals as well as their financial goals. And so this call tonight is to address coaching questions that you may have, common questions you may have, fears, apprehensions, ask, answer, and just let you get to know me and my team also, because this team might not be a good fit for you. My team prides itself on having, let me get the mute out real quick, sorry. I really think it's important to have integrity in this business and to be more concerned with helping others achieve their goals as the ultimate reward, and the financial rewards will follow because of that. So that's kind of the mentality and the focus I have with my team, and keeping things I'm more concerned with the person than the sale. So this is what the kind of people I look for on my team. And there are other teams that are more sales driven, and that might be a better fit for you. But tonight is about meeting our team and learning about the opportunity from my perspective and meeting all the awesome coaches on this team. So I want to get started by just introducing myself really quick. And then we're going to go over what a coach is, what a coach isn't, what we do. It's windy out here. It's the only place where you can hear me with my kids is outside. So I'm outside and Daryl and the kids are inside. And that's one of the things I love about this business too. I can do it from home. I'm not at my regular job, and I can do awesome things like this with you guys. So what a coach is and what a coach isn't. And then what we do each day that builds your business, what you should do, in my opinion, to build your business, and how we earn money, and then how you get started. And then at the end, you can ask all your questions. So as I said, my name's Amanda. I'm a mother of two, Olivia, who's 5.5, and Elijah, who's 2.5, and a big handful. If you see me on social media, I refer to him as Beast Mode Baby, and I'm probably going to have to come up with a new name because he's not a baby anymore. My husband is a plumber, and I'm a CNA, a certified nursing assistant at a local hospital. I work at the VA hospital, actually. And I love my job, and I love what I do. I specialize in hospice care, and it's very, very important to me to be the support for these people on the final stage of their journey. But it's also very emotionally draining, and it's limited in where I can go. When I was in nursing school, I had to stop when I had my daughter, Olivia. And although I do intend to go back, and that still is a goal of mine, until I do that thing and complete that thing, I'm limited in what I can earn and what I can make working that job. I just was talking to a coach earlier today about how I got the maximum raise I could get this year, which is amazing and awesome and wonderful, except that the maximum raise is limited to about 2%, and it's not guaranteed every year. I'm lucky I got it this year, but it was, 29 cents an hour. It was $1,100 for the year, which divided up is, not much a check. And being in business for myself, I can focus how much effort and time I want into growing that. And it's something I actually love and enjoy. I hope you can hear me can you hear me? Give me a thumbs up over the lawnmower or whatever that is. Okay. Sorry. Such is life. We wing it sometimes. So I was a mother who was busy, and I was doing this work, and although I loved it, it's very draining, and the only way to make more money is to be gone away from my kids more. And I started thinking about how I could earn extra income. Daryl was laid off, my husband. We had a new baby at home, and I kind of was like, how are we going to dig our way out of this debt? How are we going to move forward? How are we going to erase the debt from our 20s that we brought upon ourselves with maybe not our best decisions? And I wasn't really sure how I was going to find a way out of that without getting another job or adding a part-time job. And I didn't want to leave my kids more. And so that seed had been planted in my mind for a while, but I didn't do anything to act on it. I was getting pretty overweight with the baby weight, and I had always been bigger anyway. So I think in high school, I maybe was a 14, 16. So I had never really been one of these slim and trim girls. And I always said things like I'm big boned, or that's just, how I look or whatever. And I thought that was just where I was at. So between Olivia and Elijah, we actually got pregnant with a baby We had actually lost Daryl's father to cancer, and he was 51, and things got really depressing around my house, and my husband started some unhealthy habits, and he was sad all the time. And that's, I won't go into that too deep because that's his story to tell, and I respect his privacy. But it was a very, very difficult time. And then after that, we found out we were pregnant, and I was very excited. I thought maybe that was the thing that was going to fix everything and bring us back together and bring some positive joy in our lives. And at about 7 months along, I went into labor and had that baby, and his name was Michael, which is Daryl's father's name. And he was not alive when he was born. So there's that. I can't talk about it too much. It was really hard. I had a what's called a subchorionic bleed about a week before we lost him, and put myself on bed rest and did everything I could. And all I could do was wait and see what God had in store for me. And the doctor said, either your body will fix this or it won't. And it turns out it didn't. And so from there, I just kind of spiraled into a really deep depression. And it's not the focus of this call, so I don't want to go too far into it. But, I gained a lot of weight. I was sad all the time. I wasn't the mother I wanted to be to my daughter. And, I was 250 pounds, and I would sit around and watch her play and just hope she entertained herself while I sat there. Or I would smoke a cigarette on the patio and watch her play, and she'd say, Mom, come color with me. And I'd be like, I can watch you from here. Or she'd want to be pushed down the sidewalk on her bike, and I'd be like, oh my God, that's so much work. I would be huffing and puffing halfway down the block, and I'd be like, let's go back inside and watch TV. And that's not the mother I wanted to be, and that's not the mother I dreamed of being, when I always knew my whole life I wanted to be a mom. So one day she came up to me, and she put her little itty bitty hands on my face. And she got right up in my face, and she said, are you happy, Mommy? And that just broke my heart, because in my mind, I never wanted to lie to my daughter. And when she asked me that, I knew that I wasn't happy. And then on top of that, I knew she already knew that, or she wouldn't have even asked me that at 2.5, 3 years old. Oh, my head hurts. So at that moment, that was kind of my breaking point, and that's when I decided everything had to change. So I knew the first thing I had to do was start feeling better about myself. So I started thinking about what I could do to make myself feel better and to find a way out of this hole I had dug myself into, because I wasn't really even sure how I got there. I always felt like life was happening to me, and things kept happening, and my husband would get laid off, then my father-in-law died, then we lost this baby, and I didn't do anything wrong. And then I kind of felt like maybe I did, or I deserved it. It was a horrible mindset and a place to live in. And it was anxiety-ridden, and it was sad a lot of the time. And I would put on a happy face to people out in the world, but it was really, I was barely holding it together. And I was the first person to make fat jokes, or jokes about myself, or jokes about how I loved my life exactly how it was. And really, I was not happy on the inside, and I was just fooling myself. So I decided, some girl at work started doing Insanity, and I was watching her get in shape, and I decided, hey, maybe I could do that. And I'd seen the infomercial a million times, especially after years of working in bartending and being up late at night, then having a baby that I nursed for 15 months and being up late at night. We all seen the infomercials. So part of me, somehow Shaun T just spoke to me, and I would watch it and be like, those people are crazy. Their before pictures look better than my after picture will. And I thought, this is a joke. But some inner voice in my head would be like, I could do that. I could do that. I bet I could do that. I had no real reason to believe I could, but something spoke to me and told me I could. So from there, I asked Mia, hey, when you're done with that CD, could I borrow it? I'm going to do that. Because something about saying it out real made it real and made me feel like I could do it. So she said, sure, I'll lend it to you. So I was like, okay. So finally she finished the program and she brought it to work. And I set this big goal to start it in a week. And I had this idea, and I told my husband I was going to do it. And I just kind of was geared up. I was telling everyone at work I was going to do it. And then I found out I was pregnant again. So while this was really happy news, it was very scary, sad news for me. in a way, because I was terrified that something was going to go wrong, that something bad would happen, that something wouldn't turn out okay. So, just a second, I need a tissue. Excuse me. Now that we're moving on to a better part, I have to blow my nose. So I found out I was pregnant with Elijah. Long story short, he was born. Everything was fine. But while he was pregnant, I didn't forget that day with Olivia and the better mom I wanted to be. And so I started making healthier eating choices, doing a little yoga here and there. And I gave the DVDs back to Mia, but I told her, when I have this baby, I'm borrowing these again. And I'm going to do it. And so I did. So after he was born, you're supposed to wait 6 weeks to be cleared to start working out. And I made it 4 weeks. And I decided I better start where I was never going to start. So broken from baby stitches and all, I went for it. And at that point, I was 232 pounds. So I was 254 before I had him, before I even got pregnant with him. And then I dropped down to about 235, 232 when I started Insanity, just from looking on Beachbody's website and making cleaner eating choices and following some of their suggestions on their blog. So I borrowed the DVD and I pushed play on that first workout, and the rest is history. I lost 35 pounds with Insanity, and then I lost another 25 with T25. And my coach kept emailing me, and I kept ignoring her because I got a free coach when I signed up. So that's a little of my story, and that's how my life started to change. And one day, my coach, I finally decided to email her back, or answer a text message actually, and I said, you know, I do want to get started, and here's what I've been doing, and here's the progress I've made, but I don't know what to do next. And so she told me about challenge packs and Shakeology and how I could get the discount as a coach, as a discount coach. So I said, okay. Well, that's not for me. Thanks, but no thanks. That's for other people. That's not for me. You don't understand. We're super broke. We have no money. My husband's laid off. I have 2 little babies, and I can't afford it. So don't try and sell me anything. Tell me what else to do. And she supported me anyway. And then when I was ready to buy a challenge pack, I put a date on my calendar to cancel my Shakeology. I'm fully intended to never get it again. I just wanted the discount for that one purchase. But I had started sharing my journey on social media a little bit, and just saying every here and there, every now and then, like, hey, I'm doing this Insanity workout, and people I'm sure saw it and were appalled. Nobody liked, nobody commented, nobody said anything good. And I just kept sharing it here and there anyway. Not every day, but just once in a while, I would put up a sweaty picture and be like, that was the hardest thing I ever did, and I almost just died on the floor. That's all. And I just kept it real and shared what I could and tried to keep it as real as I could. And sometimes I had my baby in a swing, and sometimes one was on the floor next to me, and sometimes I could only do it if they were napping. And sometimes I had to do it in the middle of the night when I got home because the day just didn't work out. And I would share that as I went, and then I just continued sharing about the rest of my life. So right after I signed up as a coach, which I had to cry to my husband and beg him to let me put it on a credit card because I couldn't afford it, he said, well, I had a friend reach out to me, and she said, hey, what is it that you've been doing? You look great. I can tell that you're losing weight, and I can tell you're happier. And what have you been doing? And I was like, well, crap. Well, I've been doing this. And she's like, well, how do I find out how to do that? And I was like, well, technically I'm a coach, so I guess I could tell you. And so even though I was just a discount coach, I told her about it. And then she's like, well, how do I get some? And I'm like, well, I guess you can get it from me. So then I told her how to do that. And by the time Daryl came home, that 24 hours later, I was like, well, you know that thing that I just wanted to do for the discount that I wasn't going to do anymore? Well, I kind of want to do it for real. And he was not thrilled. I can say that. Now I'm sure he's glad, he was supportive of it. But at the time, he was like, what are you talking about, this crazy thing? But I told him, you know, I feel so much better, and I feel so much healthier, and I feel happier, and I look better, and I'm sleeping better, and I have more energy, and I want to stay on this anyway. So could you give me 6 months to see what I could do with this if I actually built it as a business? Just give me 6 months. I said, I want to stay on it anyway, and I want to see how I can do it. And so he said, okay, because he could tell how important it was to me. And I'm not saying it's like that for everyone, but that's how it was for me, because I just started to have a feeling that I hadn't had in a long time, which was hope. I had hope for the future. I had hope for maybe this could be something for my family. I had hope that maybe I could help someone else. And I told him that day that if I could help one person feel the way, not feel the way that I used to feel, then it would all be worth it. And that, honest to God, is my exact same motivator today, to this day. If I make not $1 this month, I could care less, because if I help one person feel better, that is my reward 10 times over. And so as long as I am helping people, I feel very successful in this business. And then the financial rewards are separate from that. I'm going to throw in the income disclaimer now, which is that each coach's level of income dependent on their own skill, effort, diligence, and hard work. And there's a statement of independent coach earnings I can give you. It's also, I sent it in the email to you before this call, so you can reference that if you want to see what coaches make. It's the actual numbers that all coaches made last year, and I can help you explain it if you want. I'll explain it to you if you want after this call. But so what has coaching done for me financially was that I started to earn enough to pay my Shakeology back. And I actually did that within a week. And then because I aimed for Success Club and I aimed to hit Emerald rank, which is 2 coaches below me. By hitting Success Club, I made enough to pay my own Shakeology. And then that became my new goal. I was like, if I can just hit Success Club every month, then this new healthy part of my life isn't costing me anything. So that became my next big goal. And then after that, I started taking any little extra bit I earned and pretending like we never had it in the first place and throwing it towards old bills and old debt, $50 here and $40 there. Beachbody pays you weekly on Thursdays for the work you did the week prior. So on Thursday morning, when I would see like a check in my direct deposit in my account, it was $40 I didn't expect, then I put it towards a bill. And then pretty soon I noticed that, like when I was at the grocery store, I wasn't having to get on my phone and check my balance in the line and see if I needed to take the apples off and take the fresh produce off and go back and find canned stuff, because I had to buy diapers and the line was really thin every single time, and checking my bank balance at the gas pump to see if I could put $7.21 in to get to work until payday. Those things stopped happening. And it took me a while to kind of notice that that was happening. And from there, we were able to pay off our debt. And now we are living in our first home, which if I only had Beachbody and not my regular job, I still make enough to pay the mortgage payment on this house every month with just that, which is huge to me. And that took me a year before I hit that point, but it took me a year of doing these same things every single day that I'm going to tell you about right now, which is, what does a coach do? So a coach does 3 vital behaviors, and now they actually say 4. One is recognition, which is me recognizing my team for their hard work. And I'm happy to say that they just added that, and I feel that I already do that. I can always get better at it. I'm always trying to reward my team and recognize them for their great job and their good work. But the first 3 vital behaviors are: 1, personal development, which is doing something to improve yourself every day. 2, being a product of the product, so doing your workout and drinking your Shakeology. And 3, inviting or sharing this with other people. And I'm like, okay, I'm already being a product of the product. I'm already doing the workout and drinking the shake. Personal development, well, heck, I should be doing that anyway. Something to improve my life and make me feel better about myself, learn more, grow more. Sometimes it's a coaching video that teaches me something new about coaching, but sometimes it's a morning devotional. Sometimes it's morning yoga and meditation. Sometimes it's listening to an audiobook while I drive home from work. On Mondays, we have a team call every Monday at 7. So sometimes I get on the team call and that's my personal development for the day. Sometimes it's a book. But whatever it is, I was like, well, I should probably do that anyway. In 10 minutes, heck, I can probably do 20. And as you pour yourself out helping other people, you need to fill your cup back up. And a lot of us don't do that. And a lot of coaches think they can skate by without actually doing that personal development. And I can tell you that it hinders their progress, and they don't advance, and they don't do as well as they wish they could. It's 10 minutes of your day, bare minimum. It's showing up to things like Super Saturday or Team Call. And those things matter because that's how you get the community and the support, and how you're able to better deal with things when somebody does say something negative to you, which doesn't really happen to me, but it does happen to a lot of coaches. If somebody rains on your parade, I feel better equipped now to deal with the everyday stresses in my life. So I don't feel that my life is perfect by any means. And I can tell you, I have some crap going on at home right now with my relationship and things my husband's battling that I deal with every day. And it is very, very hard. But I do feel that the tools I've gotten through coaching have helped me deal with that and process that and become a better person and a better wife and a better mother. And that right there is worth so much. So of those 3 vital behaviors you're sharing with people while you're being a productive product or doing your workout and your shake and you're doing personal development, well, 2 of the 3 things you're supposed to do as a coach are good for you and you should be doing anyway, or at least I felt I should. And then the third one was sharing with people. Well, I had started doing that anyway. So now I was like, okay, so if I just start sharing with people and inviting them to join me, I'm doing all 3 things, and 2 out of the 3 make me a better person. Well, I don't know about what you do for a job, but there's a lot of things I do at my job that don't add to my person. My bosses could care less what I do for myself or to become a better person. They just care that I'm getting my work done and I'm doing it well. And sometimes it feels like they don't even care about that. And in this community, people care about you and how you're doing and how well you feel and how you show up. If you're having a bad day, there's someone there to say something positive. If you need help, there's someone there to answer your question. So the community and the value are huge to me. So those are what we do as a coach, the 3 vital behaviors. And I equip and train my team with a document called The Power of 3 that makes it really simple and teaches them the 3 little things they need to do each day to work through. And those are the very same things I do today that I did in the beginning. I didn't have a blog the first year. I didn't do decent YouTube videos. I started making them, but I didn't know what the heck I was doing. And a lot of people would tell you I still don't, because I really don't. But I just put myself out there and I'm being myself and hope that that speaks to somebody. So what a coach is and what a coach isn't. Let's move on to that, because I know it's 6:25, so I want to totally be respectful of your time and I want to try and get this out there. So what a coach is and isn't. What a coach is a support system and a friend. Sometimes I end up being a counselor, but I try not to be. Sometimes I end up being a sounding board, but mostly what I am is a support system. I'm someone who's been there and worked through it and done it before you, and I can share with you what works for me and what doesn't. That's all I am. I'm free to you. If you go order it from Beachbody, you pay the exact same price as if you order it through me. The only difference is if you order it specifically through me, you get me as a coach. And that goes for all the coaches on my team. So if you go order it from Beachbody, you'll randomly be assigned to a coach. But if you find someone that speaks to you, that motivates you, or that can help you, inspire you, be supportive of you, that's who you should go with. Excuse me. So that's what a coach does. Hiccups. Darn nerves. See, and even 2 years into this, I still get nervous for these calls and I still don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing the best I can. I thought doing my call outside would be smart because the kids wouldn't be screaming out here, and then there's a lawnmower. So what do you do? So what a coach isn't is a coach is not, they can be, but they're not a personal trainer, a nutritionist, or any kind of fitness expert. The programs we sell as coaches and that people use have the best trainers in the world. The nutrition programs are designed by the best nutritionists in the world. They're carefully thought out and designed for each body type and each person. So you have expert level advice and tips and meal plans there at your fingertips as a customer. So you have those without me. You have that with Google. But what you don't have is someone to maybe say something to you each morning that gets you motivated. Maybe I throw out a prize once in a while to try and get people active. Maybe I speak from the heart one day and it says something that matters to you. But no matter what, I'm showing up and doing my workout. And I'll tell you, that's another benefit, because as a coach, I have the extra level of accountability, whether I'm selling anything that month or not, whether I'm making like sales records and getting 500 success points or 5. I'm showing up because people depend on me and because I told them I would coach them, and there's no better way to do that than by showing them what you do every day. And that's what I do every day. I'm going to get up and put in at least that half hour. And if something comes up and life happens, then I'm going to make sure I eat really good that day and try and make up the workout later. And that's all I'm doing, is sharing what I'm doing. And I'm being someone who's been there working through it with you. I still have struggles. I still have nights where I eat an entire box of granola bars after 11 o'clock after I ate perfect all day and wonder what the hell I'm doing. But, you know, I'm not superhuman. I'm somebody who's doing their best and constantly striving to improve and learning how to work my way through it. So that's all a coach is. Last topic is, how do we earn money? So a coach gets 25% off the top of anything someone orders from you if they order a product by itself. So if someone, for instance, goes and orders the 21-day fix, then you get 25%. If they go and order a bag of Shakeology, you get 25%. If they order a challenge pack, that's already discounted, so you get a big bonus instead of a commission, and that's usually $40 to $50. Depending on the challenge pack and how expensive or big of a one is, the commission changes. So you have direct commissions from those kind of sales. If you sign someone up as a discount coach, which I always try and offer to people that are on my team who are drinking Shakeology regularly, then I make no commission off it because I'm passing that 25% on to them. So as a discount coach, they save 25%. And I don't make any money from there, but I get a bonus from Beachbody on the side. So they pay no more. They're saving money. I don't get commission off their Shakeology every month, but I do get a bonus from Beachbody when they sign up, and that's nice. And it's usually the same amount that you get when you sell a challenge pack. So that's an excellent way to earn money. And then the third way is team bonuses. So team cycle bonuses are when your team as a whole, you take your sales. So if I have Brianne over here and Crystal over here and Jackie over here and Rachel over here, and then as we sign people up, that's all worth point volume. Every time you get a certain amount of points, it's cycle bonuses, and you get to take that money home. So Beachbody, instead of keeping that commission, splits it up with us, which is nice. And that also incentivizes you to work as a team. So I'm not money driven. I'm freedom driven. I really am driven to make this business successful so that I have more time for the things that matter to me, which is my kids and my family. But I would be lying to say that I don't also want to earn money because this is a business and it is my time. And if I was a doctor, I would totally, if someone asked me what I did, I would say, oh, I'm a doctor. And if I help somebody when they're sick, I would send them a bill. And nobody's going to go to that doctor and say, are you kidding me? You charge them $50 for helping them? What's wrong with you? So as a coach, you kind of have to own that. And part of that comes from the personal development and knowing that you're worth it, knowing that you're doing the work. I'm not charging any of my customers anything to have me as a coach at all. But Beachbody's paying me for that, and I'm okay with that because I am trying to create something better for my family, and I am trying to create financial freedom for my family as well as freedom of time. So when I'm helping my team, I know I'm helping all of us. And it's super important to me that the coaches on my team get their goals. So I try and provide them with the tools and the support they need to be better coaches, just like I do my challengers and the challenge groups. I try and provide them with menus in case there's someone who doesn't want to create a menu. I don't want to hold everyone's hand and drag them, but I want to make sure they have the things they need if they want to walk beside me. And I definitely want them to be able to run with me if they want to run. So I consider myself a runner. Not in the physical sense. If you know me at all, I don't run. I might die. But in this business, I'm willing to run and put in the work. I'm going to put in an hour a day if I can. And sometimes that comes from my 15-minute breaks at work and my half-hour lunch. I used to just fart around on Facebook anyway. So now I'm checking in my groups and supporting my people, reaching out to people, sending back messages. That's how I use my breaks. I just use my time better. I used to watch Judge Judy all the time while I folded laundry. I was addicted to it. I love that old broad. She's ornery and tells it like it is. And sometimes she makes me mad. And I don't know. I just like them. They're short and easy. And I had a DVR. And then I would watch The Real Housewives. And I just love those people. And maybe somewhere in my mind, I'm like, what a bunch of idiots. But, oh, man, wouldn't that be nice to have that house or to do that? I don't need all that, but I did love those shows. And I still do, but I don't watch them anymore because I decided that my priorities right now are building this business and being with my family. And those are expendable things. And guess what? I save $100 a month now because I don't pay cable. So there's that, right? That paid for my Shakeology right there, cutting out the cable. So for me, building my team and helping them reach their goals is inadvertently going to help my business anyway, whether I wanted it, am driven financially for it or not. So that's a motivating reason to build your own team and to do the best you can, and why we all support each other, because everything we do affects each other. And that goes back to my team culture that I want on my team page. If someone posts a question on my team page, I want my coaches to try and answer it if they know the answer. If I welcome a new coach into the page, I want people to say, welcome, we're glad to have you. And if someone's having a bad day, I don't want it to become a place where people come and just complain, but I do want it to become a place where people come and share what works for them and motivates and inspire each other. And that's the kind of culture I want on my team. I think that we are a family, even if we're spread out all over the country. I wish you were all right next door to me so we could see each other every day, but it's not the way it is. So we're able to do calls like this where we still communicate face to face and touch base, and we're able to use that team page as a community to ask questions. Chances are, if you've had a question, someone else has a question, so I answer them within that team page on Facebook. And then I'm always available to my coaches first and foremost. My challenge group and my coaches are the two groups I look in every morning first thing so that I can help those people first, because my customers, my friends, my clients, anybody who needs me in that sense, and then my coaches on my team get me first other than my family, because that's my priority. Okay, I think that's everything I wanted to go over. I hope we didn't run on too long. Looks like we've been talking about a half an hour. I guess the last thing to address before I really unmute everyone and open it up for questions is, how do you sign up as a coach, or what does it cost? So when you buy a challenge pack costs the same price, whether it's 140, 60, 80, 200, 205, whatever the different challenge packs are. It's the same price whether you're a customer or a coach. The only difference is that there's a $40 sign up fee to be a coach. Well, if you buy a challenge pack, they waive that fee anyway. So you can just go to Beachbody, to my page, and be a coach and pay the $40. But you could buy a challenge pack, get a workout program, your next bag of Shakeology for the same price you were paying for Shakeology anyway, and now you're a coach. The obligations to that are that you're on Shakeology. That's it. So if you hear someone say a paper coach or a discount coach, basically you're a coach on paper only. I kind of like to break it up into 3 levels, which is a discount coach, a hobby coach, or a business builder. So if you're a discount coach, you just purely want the discount. You want to save. It ends up being almost $20 a month. I think it's like $18.95 or something a month, because you have a $15.95 coach fee every month. But you save 25% off the Shakeology. So even with the $15 coach fee and your Shakeology, you're still saving $20 a month total. So for me, that's why I chose that option when I started, because if I could stay on Shakeology and it was $20 less a month, I was going to do that. So that's what it costs a month to coach, is that monthly coaching fee of $15.95. In Washington State, it's like $17.24 after tax, I think. And so every month when my Shakeology comes out, those 2 things come out, and it totals, I think, $125.25, which I pay $143 as a customer. So I'm $143.50 or something. So you end up saving almost $20 a month, and you're still getting your Shakeology. And from there, your obligation is nothing. The only difference is that if you decide to start coaching, or you choose to start coaching, you have the potential to make income there. But there's nobody who's going to say, hey, you didn't sell any challenge packs this month, so we're going to take your coach discount away. There's nobody who's going to say, like if you're selling candles or purses or anything else. I have a friend with a clothing business, and it's great, but she had to front $2,000 and fill a whole room of her house with clothes, and now she has to turn around and sell those. So she's out all the money in the inventory. I don't have to have any inventory. All I have to inventory and have available to people is me and my help. And then Beachbody will ship them their program. I don't have to be a middleman. I don't have to order it first and hope someone buys it and say, oh gosh, I wish I didn't have 7 21-day fixes on the shelf. So I like that. I'm able to just put out what I can put out. I'm able to support my challengers and not worry about that type of stuff. And I'm saving $20 a month anyway. So that is what it costs to be a coach. So you have the 2 options. You either go pay the $40 and you get the discount from there on out, or you choose a coach challenge pack and sign up that way, which is what I chose to do, and what I usually recommend people do, because it's just the best deal. And if I'm going to be honest with my people, then I would want the biggest savings and the best deal that I would want that I got, which is what I did, if that makes sense. So that's it. 25% off everything. That includes even if you go get clothes or shop for something. And from there, if you decide to actively work this business, I put you in a Coach Basics with our team. I start helping you train. I do a get started right call with you. I go over the basics of the business, and you aren't in it alone. You don't have to just figure it out, and I love my coach, Tanya, and she's a resource for us too. Our team is a 3-year, 3-time elite team. But when I signed up, she was on vacation, and I didn't have her available to answer questions. And so she was on a Success Club trip from Beachbody, actually, and took her entire family to Disney World for 2 weeks and on a Disney cruise. And I was like, I have questions. I have no one to ask. So I started Googling and looking things up. And when she came back from her trip, I was already Emerald and had hit Success Club 5. And she was like, whoa, where'd you come from? I thought you just bought it for the discount. So, I surprised her and I surprised myself. And that gave me a taste of what it felt like to help other people. My job, I'm a helper anyway. I like making people feel better. I like helping people find reasons to smile every day and have the tools to do better in their life. And that is what this allows me to do in a different way. So in my one job, I help people with their illnesses, but in this job, I'm allowed, by the time they come to me in the hospital, it's too late. They're already struggling. They already have diabetes. They already have heart conditions. They already have COPD. With this job, I get to help people change the course of their whole lives in some cases. And that is hugely rewarding. But sometimes it's as little and small as someone sending me a message saying, thank you for your video this morning. I had the most horrible night and you made me smile and I ended up getting up and doing my workout. So I just wanted to say thanks. That blows my mind. That blows my mind to this day. And I live for those messages. And that right there is worth everything to me. So that's all I have. And I'm going to look at the chat real quick before I unmute because it looks like someone said something. I want to make sure I answer everyone's questions. Oh, okay. Thanks, Crystal. And I'm going to unmute everybody. And if you have any questions, just go ahead and wave your hand or start talking. And if you don't want to say anything, thank you, Crystal, you can remute yourself. So I'm going to unmute you all.
I'm going to brush and a bowl full of mine.
Okay, you're all unmuted.
The quiet old lady.
Anybody have any questions that they wanted to ask or anything? Anything I didn't address? Anything that you're still kind of like, what does that mean? Or what were you talking about?
Can I ask something?
Yeah.
Are these products like vegan or all natural?
Oh, for sure. You haven't used any of it yet? So Shakeology is 100% natural. It's all whole food sourced. It has over 70 superfoods. And it comes in 5 regular flavors, and 2 vegan.
5 now with the latte.
So yeah, 5 now, and then there's 2 vegan flavors. So there's vegan tropical strawberry and vegan chocolate. I personally drink the vegan chocolate every day. My husband is a strawberry guy, but honestly, I think he'd drink anything I make him. My kids drink all of it, and so sometimes to the point that I get mad and possessive of my Shakeology. But yes, I drank it while I nursed my son. I took it to my doctor, which I encourage you to do. I don't ever want to say don't see your doctor, but I took it to my doctor when I was nursing my son because I had a newborn, and I was like, it's very important to me to nurse. And so I wanted to make sure that I know that everything I take in, he gets. So I wanted to make sure it was okay. And my doctor was like, honestly, you can stop paying for your prescription prenatal vitamin because you're getting more of everything you need in this and that. So I was like, sweet. He's like, the only thing that's different is the prenatal vitamin has folic acid, which you need when you're pregnant. So if I was pregnant now, would I continue to drink it? Yes. And because I believe in it that much. It's not certified organic, and I can give you the exact details on that if you want, but the reason is because you have to individually certify every single farm of all 70 farms, and the price would be astronomical. So they have strict standards in place. They do make it in an organic facility, gluten-free facility, and everything is real, no artificial colors, flavors, sweeteners, nothing. But it doesn't have the little organic label on it, no.
Okay, because I'm allergic to artificial.
I'm sorry, you're cutting out. What was that?
Okay. But as long I'm allergic to everything. I'm allergic. I have a lot of allergies. So, like Splenda, I'm very allergic to Splenda and aspartame.
There's no Splenda. Nope. The only sweetener in it besides natural things is, well, it is natural. It's stevia leaf extract. There is some stevia in it. And even actually, I have lactose intolerant people who drink the regular whey formula. And because of the enzymes and probiotics in it, they can actually drink that too, even though they're lactose intolerant. So that's pretty cool because most things, unless you're completely vegan, you can't have those. We do have the 2 100% vegan formulas. And like I said, that's what I drink every day, the vegan chocolate. Okay. But to me, it's completely amazing. It doesn't have any soy, which is very dangerous, I think. It's a filler that's in your drugstore shake that you're going to buy at Rite Aid or Walmart or Costco to give bulk and a bulky amount of protein to things. But it's also genetically modified, proven to cause breast cancer and gynecomastia in young men. There's a whole generation of boys walking around with man boobs who drank soy all through the 80s and soy formula before they figured out that was really bad for you. And so people don't think twice. People will overanalyze the healthy things that they're thinking of eating, and it always blows my mind because they don't look twice at a label on a bag of Cheetos. You know, like how many artificial things are in that? And this is all natural and good for you. If you have trouble adjusting to it, I recommend people take like a half a scoop for the first week, because if you are detoxing, it might be a little rough the first few days. I was eating pretty good by the time I finally cashed out for Shakeology, and so I didn't have a big like tummy issue. My husband, he was in the bathroom a lot for a couple days, and then he adjusted flatline. So, but now he feels better and is more regular. If anyone wants to know about that, I have clients with colitis, Crohn's, and IBS who all have amazing results just because of changing this. So for me, my biggest thing I noticed was that I work really long days. If you consider being a mom work, which I do, I get up at 5:30 to 6:30 with my kids, and I'm at the hospital. I get home, I walk in the door. The earliest I come through this door is 1 a.m. So if I come in and lie right down, I'm going to sleep 5 hours at the most. And I used to always, like about 2 or 3 in the afternoon, I'm starting to get ready for work, and all I wanted to do was lie down. I felt so tired, and I would hit like this energy wall. And so for me, the biggest change that I noticed was about after 4 or 5 days, like I noticed that I didn't have that anymore. And if you ever have been drinking it for more than maybe a week and then you don't, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about, because you're like, God, I felt so much better before. So anyway, I fully endorse that, and I'm happy to provide you with any, like we have clinical studies done on Shakeology that you can watch. Most products won't do that because it's not FDA regulated in this business. All these shakes, they aren't FDA, it's not required. And so a company has to pay out of pocket for that. And Beachbody actually paid out of pocket with no control over the results to have objective scientific testing done. And then the results were bad, they had to live with that too. And it was pretty phenomenal. The results are remarkable of people's cholesterol lowering, their A1C blood sugars lowering, its low glycemic index, and safe for diabetics. So it's really remarkable. And I love that they're not afraid to put their own product under the microscope, whereas a lot of people won't do that. Most companies, in fact, none that I'm aware of, Isogenics, any of those other shakes that I'm aware of, have done such a study because they don't want to necessarily hear the bad stuff as well as the good. So it's kind of nice to have science back it up.
All right, that's good.
Anything else, anybody? Okay, I'm going to take one last look at the chat. It's just Crystal being supportive. Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, you guys, I'm just going to wrap it up then. I really appreciate you guys turning out and showing up for this. I hope I answered all your questions. I hope it's more clear. Feel free to email me or just follow up with me. I think everybody on here, but for whoever watches this in the future, my Facebook is facebook.com/fitmomamanda. You can send me a message. You can text me or call me at 509-218-6064. You can email me at amandanoddings@me.com, and I'll answer your questions that way. But I'm always available to you and anyone on the team if you have questions, and I hope that this helped answer them for you. All right? Thank you guys for your time. I appreciate it.
And
Have a good night. Bye.